Hey everyone, welcome back to the All Music Matters on That podcast. I'm your host, Brian. And today, welcome to a special guest. We got the boys from RAVNS, but without the E. We got to make sure we spell that right. But we got Trevor and we got Josh. How you boys doing today?
Good. Thank you.
Good, man. Thanks so much, bro. Thanks for having us.
No worries. And I guess which part of the world are you guys hailing from?
We are all spread out right now, so I guess you could say like right at this point we're just like a internet project, fairly new. But I'm in Los Angeles, California, U.S. Josh is.
I'll take that. I am from New Zealand, but I live in Scotland. So I live in a place called Aberdeen. It's like the northeast of Scotland. And I've been here for 10 years, something like that. So I've kind of lived here for a wee while.
Yeah, our vocalist Calvin, he's in Germany. He's in Berlin, right? Is that correct, Josh?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I'm seeing him next week, actually, on Sunday. So I'm going to grab a coffee with him and meet him for the first time. So it'll be pretty weird.
Yeah, so it's super late over there at this time. So unfortunately, he had other things like in the morning. So unfortunately, he couldn't join us today, but we're here.
Yep. And always got to give a nice shout out to Scotty. I was in Scotland last year, so I'll give it to you guys.
Nice, bro. Oh, the Scots will love to hear that, man. I'll fire it to all my mates, bro. They're all Scottish, so.
Actually, I've also interviewed 3 Scottish people, but one of them actually lives in the States who has perhaps the most authentic Scottish accent you'll hear. So.
Oh, awesome, man. Awesome. Yeah, did he tell you where he was from, or does he kind of just keep it low key and sound like Shrek when he talks, or?
Well, at least he talks pretty well, but I don't know if he said he was from like Edinburgh or something, but
okay, yeah. That's the capital. Yeah, that's a pretty big city. I'm like 2.5 hours north of that, and the accent gets pretty dicey up here. I would say, there's like a whole different language, it's called Doric, and like people, like when I first moved here, it was even worse than like normal Scottish. I was like, what is this? Yeah,
they say the Scots are more able to read better whenever they start swearing. That old deal.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you understand them better when they swear, you know what I mean? Before then it's like, nah, don't understand.
Right. Well, I guess on a serious note, Trev, I guess has everything been okay in LA? I know it's unfortunately taken a lot of media attention recently, both with fires and then the whole thing with the current administration. You been okay?
Yeah. Yeah, without getting too much into it, it hasn't really affected me personally. Yeah, I'm like a little bit outside of there, so everything's good with me and my family and everything. So hopefully that doesn't. Hopefully it all gets sorted out quick. It's unfortunate, that it has to come to that.
Do tell, but because you're doing well. All right. So, I guess in terms of the band RAVNS, I guess what's been new recently? Because I checked you guys out on Spotify. I saw a couple songs on there. Did you just release those?
One of them, so Dried Orchids was a while ago. That was like our first little test run. And then Echo Forms, Josh, what is that, like a couple months old, maybe?
Do you know what, man? I actually think it is the start of this month. I think it was the start of this month.
Oh, okay.
It feels like it's been out for ages, though. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It's because we've been working on it and like getting everything ready, and it just feels like we've had that in the pipeline. Almost as long as Dried Orchids, probably a bit less, but like instrumentally it was always kind of like present, so but yeah, released, I think it was the 6th of this month. I'm not gonna fact check myself. Someone can say, that was actually the 7th. Josh, you stupid man.
Yeah, so like since then, yeah, we've been working on a bunch of stuff, juggling stuff. We put that one out. It's got like pretty good reception so far. Like super happy with how it connects with a lot of people. And then we have a new one that's like pretty much approaching like the final stages. I don't want to give like a date or anything yet, but very, very soon we will have the next one out, which kind of we're excited to put it out there because it kind of explores a different side of Ravens, I would say.
Yeah, man.
All right. Actually, I thought this was going to be like one of those evildoers, be like, very soon, or something like that. Yeah. Can we get an evil laugh? No, dude.
I couldn't put that on, man. I would. Oh man, that would hurt.
It's got to be like a funny sort of hellish laugh or something like that there too. So.
That's about as far as I can do, man. That's as good as it gets.
All right, let's look at it too. So, but I guess to keep going with the introduction here too, I just want to welcome you guys first to my podcast. And the way it's going to work is, I just want to ask you guys some questions, get to know you more both as the musicians, but also as the individuals as well here too. So, you boys ready?
Sweet, bro.
Yep.
Good to go.
All right. So, I guess we'll go by seniority. So, I guess Trevor, were you the one that actually formed Ravens?
I guess it kind of revolves somewhat around me, like the initial forming.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it would be like, I was kind of just making music on my own. I would put out like little snippets on Instagram and social media. And then a couple of them like got reposted by like bigger software companies and such. And then through that, then Josh would have came along. We got in touch with each other and we're just like, it was like instant connection. Like we would toss stuff back and forth to each other. And like the workflow was just like so smooth. You know, we both were on the same page of where we wanted to take it and how we wanted to build upon kind of like stuff that was already out there with our influences. I'm sure we'll get to later, but then from there, Dried Orchids. I mean, I guess we'll just put this out there because maybe not that many people know. Dried Orchids had a different vocalist. That was initially supposed to be the like second guitarist to the group. It didn't work out in that fashion, and then he tried with the vocals. It ended up like, long story short, he just didn't have the time to commit to the project and wasn't as serious. So then it was just left with me and Josh again. So we kind of like went on a little hunt and found Calvin. And like that was just another like, like hitting the lotto type moment. Because he understood it like immediately, and that shows on like Equiforms. Like some of our music's like, it's like unconventional. It's kind of like chaotic at times, and then it can slow down and be like very melodic and ambient at times. And we just wanted a vocalist that could adapt to the music, and fit where he needed to, kind of thing. And Calvin was the perfect one, as shows on Equiforms, in our opinion, and especially on the new one coming out. Yeah. Well, I'll just shameless plug that one in there.
Bro, nah, he really killed it. Like, and on this new one, man, like, can't wait for you guys to hear that. So should be good.
Yes.
Yeah. So we already jumped into a little bit of Ravens history, but I guess Trev, what was your history about how you became a musician? Was it your parents, and then how'd you get to point B here with Ravens?
That's like a long. Let's see. So initially, what drew me to music was like younger years. Just I was super into underground hip hop, so I did the typical things like got a drum machine. Back then, I think it was like using like Reason software, putting beats together, and then actually ended up joining the Marines. So kind of like that got put on hold for a while. Thank you. And then after that, I kind of just I don't know, like something drew me to guitar. So then after the Marines, I had time to like dedicate to learning the guitar and kind of just start implementing that into the music. And then I don't know, we kind of ended up here. Like a lot of my stuff was built off of like underground hip hop and film score type stuff. I really wanted to like get into film scoring and go that route. And then just drawn, I guess, like when you're into music, you're just drawn to like certain elements of it, and then guitar was always a huge one. Got the time to do that, and then that lands us here at Ravens.
Did you ever get deployed when you were a Marine, or are you just sticking around the States or some part of the world?
No, I did 2 deployments. One combat deployment to Ramadi, Iraq, and then the other I did. They call it a MEU in the Marine Corps. So get on a ship and go to a bunch of different countries and train with other countries, that sort of thing.
Okay. Well, we don't have to get too much in detail there, but nonetheless, thank you so much for your service there, Trev. It means a lot.
I appreciate that.
No worries. But I guess after the Marines, did you have to go back to school in order to do everything in terms of music, or did you just kind of wing it and then just got all the gear that you needed to make that nice little studio behind you there happen?
So I did go to school for a bit for audio engineering. At that time, it was kind of like, and that was directly after the Marines. So I was kind of bouncing around a lot. So I ended up doing like a couple of years of that. But by that time, it was kind of like I was in school. I was just kind of going over the stuff I had already like self-learned kind of thing. So I decided not to continue with the schooling, and I just went off and like in my own direction. Just started learning as much as I could. I mean, right now is like a great time for anybody that wants to like self-learn. There's so many different outlets out there, Patreon, YouTube, free or paid, you know, like you can get out there and learn anything you want pretty much.
That's for sure. So, all right. I guess, so Josh, what's your story? And I guess how'd you end up finding out about Ravens? Was it just luck of the draw one day, finding out on social media?
Yeah, so just, you know, kind of carrying on from the story of, you know, Ravens, I guess. It was, you know, Trevor's doing this thing called Winter's Way, and, you know, I was like, you know, I kind of follow similar artists to Trev, like, in the kind of like obscure, you know, extreme like metal realm, you know. So like there's a guy called like Buster Oderholm or something like that, and he released this drum pack, and it was you know, old Oderholm drums, and like Trev was like one of the first people to like upload a video of, you know, his guitar playing with like, you know, these like software based drums, and then Buster reposted it. So I was watching Buster's like Instagram, and I heard this, and I was like, what the heck is this? And I sent him a message, and I don't do this because I'm in 2 bands like locally here as well, and I'm like, bro, let me write drums for you. Like that's honestly that's how that shit happened. Like it was crazy, man. It was like it was so like my vision. It felt so inspired, and like I was like, man, I have to jump at this, because if I don't, like, I'm gonna regret it, you know. So like that's kind of, you know, and I really knew it was something special, because I've been in like quite a few bands, you know. I've been in like almost, I could count them on almost 2 hands, you know, how many bands I've been in. So it's like, it's something that is it's rare to find music where you get the opportunity to write that, you know. There might be bands you like that you're like, oh my god, I wish I could write like that, but then to actually have an artist who needs someone else part of their project, and, you know, being able to, you know, step foot in through that door. I mean, like it was pure luck and coincidence, but like I'm so grateful I, you know, like went after it as well in that sense, because yeah, no, just from working with Trev as well up until now, you know, I've really found that like I am so motivated naturally, you know. I'm not like forcing I'm not forcing myself to like work to get this EP or album out. I'm just like, he sends me shit and I'm like, yep, I'm writing drums to this because it sounds dope. Like, you know, like that, and that's how that works, you know. So yeah, no, really, really grateful that like Trevor was like, you know, trusted me as well with his vision, because I mean, like, comes from like a very like emotional sound, a very emotional place, you know, and it's like, I can understand, like, in my own music at least, you know, if like people aren't on the same page, it's like, you know what I mean, like, please, like, respect, you know, this guitar work by doing something, like, by doing it justice, you know, and not like, you know, having like a melodic solo and then having some like gangster rap lyrics on it, you know what I mean? Like, it's, you know, stuff like that, you know. I'm just grateful that, you know, he trusted me with that process, you know. So thank you, Trevor, you're the man.
And along with that, I'll just like quickly add something. Along with that, it's when, you know, I'm not a drummer, so like when I'm trying to write these like crazy chaotic riffs and whatever, when Josh came along and entered that's just, you know, like it works both ways. That just completely like reignited like all my motivation and drive to continue the project as well. He just took it to a whole nother level and has always been up for the challenge, and it's like, I'll throw the craziest stuff at him and it's and he always delivers. And like even more so credit, like he said, he's in a couple other projects and he's still like all over it and shows motivation for it. So it was like it's a two-way street. It's like it definitely helped me out as well, pushed me, you know. And then I'll quickly have to speak for Calvin. It's the same thing. Calvin like took it another level. Like, so it was just like these building blocks, you know, that started where, you know, we mentioned the history, and then Josh came, took it to another level, and then Calvin is like doing an incredible job at taking it to another level. So we all work very well together. It's always a very smooth process.
So, man.
Yeah.
I guess, Josh, was it your parents that kind of helped you in terms of getting into drums, or did you jump around between various instruments?
So I had a pretty weird childhood without getting too much into it. Like, I grew up on like a small little island, like off the coast of New Zealand. So like, New Zealand is a very far removed place. I mean, it's like, it's close to Australia, you know, it's just kind of southeast of it, right? And you've got Auckland City, which is like the capital city, and there's a small little island cluster. Anyway, I grew up on one of these islands where not a single person I knew played even an electric guitar. Like, that just wasn't a thing, you know. So like, my parents were very, you know, they met as like missionaries and stuff like that. So it was, you know, they were very Christian and religious, and I listened to a lot of like metal that was like, you know, they were like, this is satanic, you can't listen to this. You know what I mean? Boo. Like, you know, so I really struggled, man. And like, you know, I learned drums, and because my best friend, he got me into metal, he got me into drumming, you know. Shout out Levi, you're the man. He'll watch this. And you know, I would go over to his house, you know, we bought like a double kick. I got a double kick pedal for like my 14th birthday or 15th birthday or something. And then I started like, you know, just trying to make this thing work. And then I kind of found that like I couldn't really do that where I was from, you know. That's why I moved, you know. Like, one of the big reasons for coming to Europe was just to have a better base of people to work with and alongside. So that was the kind of goal. So I ended up studying music in Scotland. So I studied here in the city, it's I'm not sure like the, you know, the qualification system differences between, you know, like Britain and like the US and stuff like that, but it was like, you know, it was like kind of like a 3-year thing. So and yeah, ended up doing that, joined a few bands, you know, left a few bands, now have 2 solid bands that, you know, are pretty active, and that's kind of like what I want to do as well. You know, I want to teach drums as well. So, you know, something that like I've been starting to do at least has been, you know, teaching drums and kind of involving myself in the community more with drumming related work instead of just, finding a job or, kind of trying to make ends meet to then provide me with it's kind of like you want to feed what you want to grow, right? And you don't want to just feed some 7-Eleven job where you're stacking shelves every day. Oh wow, I'm really good at stacking shelves now. That's amazing. You know what I mean? It's I don't want to be doing that. I want to be drumming. I want to be involved with drumming. I want to be, you know what I mean? Because that's just my purpose at the moment. So I have to be kind of doing that. So that's kind of also why I've put myself out there even further as well, with Trevor and Ravens, and even though I have those responsibilities, trying to manage it logistically. But I mean, it's been fine so far. I've not had any problems, and I think primarily that is because we are kind of we're an online band at the moment. I think once things take off, if they do take off, I mean, I'm not saying they will, but if they do, we'd be grateful. And then I think the logistical challenges will really come into effect. However, I'm confident we'll be fine. So yeah, we're pretty good at sorting stuff out. So we'll be fine. Yeah.
Oh, so yeah. Also, I lied earlier. I interviewed 4 people who have Scottish descent. So one is Gaz. He now lives in the U.S., but he's the one with the most authentic Scottish accent. And it was Ryan Thompson. And we got Kieran Wallace. He's a good friend of mine. He close to Edinburgh. And then Des Brown. So I want to give those guys a shout out right there too.
Oh, there you go, man.
Yeah.
There you go. You're a bit of the international man then, eh? Knowing 4 Scottish people. I mean, it's not a big country. That's crazy. It's probably half the people, yeah.
You guys are still part of the UK, so it's at least still an extensive country to say.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, that's true. That is true. Yeah.
So, but I got my presence in and around the world and mostly the UK, so I'm coming for the crowd next. So keep that in mind. So, all right. I guess real quick, Trev, where'd you get the name Ravens, and I guess why'd you leave out the E?
Left out the E just because here in America, I don't want people if people want to search for us, I don't want them to start watching football clips with the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, that's part of the reason is just to stick out. Ravens, my father's side is Nordic descent, so that's always been a huge part of my life. And I just think I don't know, I've always been driven by that, or inspired and driven by that culture, and paid a lot of respect to it. Yeah, I don't know, just that's why the E's left out. It's just to make it unique. I mean, that may take away some of the mystery for people and kind of ruin it, but that's what it is. But yeah, just that and the Nordic descent thing. I thought it worked good.
It's like the Amon Amarth sort of thing going on right there too. It was a Cry of the Blackbirds. That's what it was. So yeah, or Raven's Flight. There's one right there.
Amon Amarth, eh?
Oh yeah, but that Raven's Flight. That's a killer song right there too.
Tuning. Yeah.
Actually, I was about to make the joke, be like, "What are you, a Ravens fan?" I'd say your guitar is badass, but too bad your QB's a pussy.
Yeah.
I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, but I mean, I respect the Ravens, but it's always fun just poking fun out of them. So, all right.
Yeah. So, I haven't watched any football in a while. I'm a baseball fan, though. I like being out here in LA, Dodgers fan. So keep up on baseball, but it's been a while since I watched football.
I'd say you got 2 teams. You got that $5 billion stadium rolling over there with the Rams and Chargers. So
yeah.
So, all right. Let's see. Did this band officially formed before COVID or after COVID?
After. Yeah, it's after. I guess if we put it in the context of like what COVID has done for this band, I think that it did play a part, even though we weren't a band yet, just because that was the time where I really dedicated a lot of focus to learning guitar and to putting together the previous thing that Josh had mentioned with the Winter's Way. Really started pumping out like little demos, like every day. I still do continue to, like, every day I try to write, but that definitely like played a part, because if it wasn't for that, then I would have got this far. So it was sort of like a positive. I had a lot of time to dedicate to like learning guitar, taking it to the next step. Got lessons there. Do a quick shout out to Matt Mills, guitar teacher. You guys can find him online, Instagram. That is who taught. He's done some wonderful things for music in general. Taught Jason Richardson when he was a kid. Amazing teacher. Cannot say enough good things about him. So he helped out a lot with that. So him combined with like, having some time really like accelerated like my growth as like a musician on the guitar, at least.
Damn, son. He got Jason Richardson on the ticket there. That's pretty cool. So, all right.
Yeah, he's a great teacher. Great teacher.
But I guess still sticking with COVID, I guess. How was it for you guys personally and family-wise? And I guess, Josh, since Trev kind of elaborated on music, I guess, elaborate what happened with you in terms of music-wise during COVID?
Music, oh man, COVID was a tricky time for me. Like, that was kind of, everything kind of went like, everything kind of plummeted. It was super unfortunate because like right before lockdown happened in the UK, at least, I had to leave the country, but there was like an emergency that was related to a friend from school. He was like, I was in like a small school, and he passed away. He fell off like a balcony or some kind, and then so I got a phone call while I was like working saying like, oh, listen man, like, sorry, so and so like passed away. And then I'm like, what? And like, I was like, well, I gotta go and go to the service and like see people, and like obviously rest in peace, Tim. But we went to the service, and we that was all right before COVID, and my job was like not happy with me going. So when I left, they were like, oh, there'll be consequences or whatever. I was like okay, and they were like, we can give you 72 hours, and I'm like, it takes me like 50 hours to get there, man. Like, what do you mean? Like, I was working a 0-hour contract as well. Like, I wasn't working full time or anything, but they couldn't even be flexible. I was like working as a dishwasher in a kitchen, right? So anyway, I flew to New Zealand to for the service and stuff like that. Saw some people, and then turns out as I was flying back, I could have stayed longer. I didn't realize that I'd lost my job. Like, they didn't actually tell me that. Yeah, so I went back, and then I lost my job. So I was like, okay, this sucks. So then I ended up sleeping on my mate's couch, and I wasn't getting any money. So I was like, bro, it was a disaster. So yeah, I was lucky enough that like some people really helped me out and stuff like that, and it was kind of just a mission to kind of, I was practicing, and I was trying to find some form of income, but it was basically I was a bit financially dependent on family at that point. So that was pretty tough. And then I just had a few jobs where I just I did like some cold calling stuff, and then I worked at a school, and that was really cool. Actually, I worked at a school after school club and stuff, and I did that for the last 3 years, and I've just stopped that now because I want to go into like teaching and stuff. So that's kind of like that's kind of been my last few years. But yeah, when COVID started, there wasn't much music. It was just full survival mode, you know. So like I've been lucky enough to be out of that position now. But yeah, it was pretty rough, man. Yeah.
I guess, Trev, was your family okay? I guess, do you have any impact in terms of family, personal wise?
We're okay. I mean, we stocked up on toilet paper and everything. No, they were,
The toilet paper apocalypse is upon us. So,
yeah, right.
Oh, wait. Charbon apocalypse. There we go. You gotta go Charbon. Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I was fortunate enough to, my family has jobs that weren't impacted by it. So, I think what, like me, my whole situation and, everyone I have down here is like lucky enough to not have to go through, you know, like what Josh had to go through, how it impacted him, just because the jobs they had, without getting too much into that, you know, it's just, yeah, I think I kind of lucked out, you know.
That's for sure. So, good to see you and the families are doing well there too. And Josh, good to see you back on your feet and everything.
Cheers, bro. Appreciate it, man. Thank you, bro.
It was a rough time for a lot of people, for sure.
Yeah. I was lucky enough, like, not to have like any like losses related to COVID, though. You know, like I did get COVID, you know, pretty early on, and I felt like a vampire, you know, like, because my flat, someone that I lived with at the time, he was doing bar work and stuff. For whatever reason, their bar was still open, and he came home with COVID, and like, man, that was bad, you know. And I think it was actually like when the vaccines were just coming out. I think it might have been I'm not sure. I can't really remember. But yeah, I had it and I was like, this sucks, you know. So yeah, but I was lucky not to have anyone that had major concern or anything. So I'm super grateful that didn't happen, you know. So
that's for sure. Good to hear that too. Though at the same time, I think it was like Nosferatu Part 2 featuring Josh. So,
yeah.
So, but I guess still stick on COVID a little bit. I know you guys are in different parts of the world, but I guess how's the music scene been from your perspective, wherever you guys are located at?
I kind of do more like live music related stuff. I would say, from what Trevor's told me. But the music scene here, I think when COVID first lifted, it was like booming, you know, like people were going to shows, like people were like, you know, they were back, you know, like this is when they like lifted the lockdown for that little small amount of time. But then, you know, since then it's really dipped off, you know. It's like people aren't, it's not been as good, I would say. There's been a few moments here and there where it's been like really good, but you know, I think generally speaking, I think like we're kind of waiting for like a bigger presence in the local scene. At least it's been pretty slow at the moment. So
yeah, here I mean, it's like LA area, there's always stuff going on. Can't speak for too much of it. I mean, I kind of just keep to myself and just write on my own. I mean, if there's bands that come through that I'm interested in, of course, like, you know, I'm lucky enough to live in a place where like even, you know, smaller bands, which typically like are the bands that I'm into, will like come through. So I'll go check out those. But I don't know, like, yeah, most of my time is like kind of keeping to myself, like writing music here, you know. So, and for me, I don't have I don't do any live shows since this is an online project. This is actually my first like official kind of like project, I would say.
Yeah.
I actually wasn't sure if you did any session work for any other projects or.
Yeah, people have asked, but I don't know. Like, I guess for me, that's like I have to be passionate about it. You know, it's got to be something that I'm like really driven by. So I didn't really run across any that I would I wanted to do at the time, at least. For me, it was just always like I just wanted to like create something from scratch, and have it. I don't know how to explain it. Like find the right words here. It's I guess the right opportunities weren't there at the at the time. So I just continued writing on my own, learning everything. I went through like, there was a lot for me to learn, like starting the guitar, learning mixing, mastering, and it's a continuous process of always learning as well. But I just used like all my time kind of just to learn everything I could, so that at one point or another I would like land here with like a project that I was like very passionate and driven towards.
Yeah.
All right. I guess Josh, outside of Ravens, I guess you want to talk about the other two groups you're a part of real quick?
Yeah, so I play drums in two other bands, Atlantic Rift and VALS UK. So if you want to have a little scope about, if you're on social media and stuff like that, you can have a look. And we're quite different stylistically, I would say, from Ravens. I think Ravens is that's kind of more like it's in the more like what we call, I'm not really even sure if it's like a genre yet, but the thal genre is like kind of like what it's kind of called at the moment. With obviously like various differences and like undertones that are insinuated in it, but VALS is like more progressive metalcore. It has like similar progressive elements, but it's not as like they're not as like experimental. It's more like in line with kind of like almost metallic hardcore and the rise of that genre, like bands like Throne and like like Invent Animate and stuff. It's a bit more like you can like kind of like know where the sound is going. I think with Ravens you can't at all, and then Atlantic Rift is more like it's kind of actually going more crazy because we're just my influence is just really deep in the band right now, so I'm just everything just goes crazy. You know what I mean? Like I was actually writing with the guys last night, and it was like my friend or my guitarist put an idea to the table, with some guitar, and it was like he had the whole song mapped out, and there was just one part of the song that wasn't mapped out, and I was like, let's do a 4/4 over 21/16, and I MIDI mapped it out, and I was like, and then I heard it, and I'm like, this is the most Meshuggah thing I've ever heard, but like we're gonna do it. So yeah, it's just I'm kind of glad that I can do the Raven stuff to really push what I like, the more experimental stuff. But what's really cool is it's actually having a really nice like reactive effect on my other bands, and it's kind of like seemingly gonna be creating some like really cool almost Offspring type, not the band Offspring, but like music that is just very, I'm struggling to find the word here as well. Yeah, just like crazy, but in a cool way, So yeah, and then I'm doing some like live drum recording stuff next month. So yeah, that'll be cool. Oh no, October's when I'm doing that, not next month. It's technically not the first yet. Yeah, okay. So October, doing live drums with VALS. So we got, and one other thing as well. Atlantic Rift has a song coming out on the 12th of September as well. So if you just go at Atlantic Rift, you will see that we have Lucid Thoughts. I think you can pre-save that. I think we've just put the link up now. If we haven't, well, by the time this interview is up, it will be up. So there you go. Yeah. So busy, man. Busy. Yeah.
Definitely check out his other projects. They're both great as well. Shout out VALS and Atlantic Rift. They're good.
I do have to admit there was actually another vowels in the U.S. that I saw a couple years ago with Deftones and Gojira. So,
I think it's like, is it spelled with like 2 W's? I think we found this out like way later, bro. Like there was another band like that. I was like, okay. Like, you know what I mean? But like, hey ho, they spelled slightly different.
Too bad there wasn't an E for you to leave out of it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I should have left the W out. You know what I mean? Like boss or something.
I mean, they do cow with COWL. So I mean, could you do vowels?
Yeah, vowels. Yeah, like a vowel.
But there are holes in your spelling.
Oh goodness, yeah. Cheers, right. Trevor, for the shout out, man.
Yeah. They in all seriousness, they're both like great bands, and whoever's watching this, listening, definitely give them a listen. You won't be disappointed.
Cheers, bro.
But there are holes in your spelling. So yeah. All right, let's talk about that.
Disappointed that.
Yeah, but it's at least good to see the music scene's doing well in both parts of the world. So, I guess just real quick, you want to talk about some of the gear you guys got right there, and I guess whoever wants to go first.
I'll take it. So you want like as far as like hardware gear, I play primarily like Happus guitars, or I'm probably saying that wrong by the way because I'm not from Germany there. I've heard it pronounced a couple different ways, but Happus guitars and Aristides. Those are the 2 main guitars that you'll hear in Ravens, and various pedals at times, but most of it's just like just due to the sound of Ravens. There's a lot of pitch shifting. There's a lot of automation effects. That like a lot of it is software based as well. Jump on. I don't know. There's a whole laundry list of like plugins like that I use, but yeah. So just as far as hardware, just like those 2 guitars and a few pedals here and there, and software.
Sick.
I was gonna say, do you do all the production, Trevor, or do you kind of mix it around and maybe try to ask for other people for help?
I do like guitars, and I'll do all like the background production, like orchestration or synths and all that stuff. And then I'll let Josh, like I can get more into that if we want to go into like how the process is of creating a song. But if you want to let Josh answer the gear question first, and I don't know, it's up to you. Yeah, why don't you tell him what you use first, Josh, and then we can.
Yeah, sounds good, man.
It's kind of intertwined, so I don't want to like skip.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Skip subjects.
So behind me there is this is a really old Roland kit. Actually, this is a Roland TD4, and I've had this since I was like 17. Just for context, I'm 30, so it's like 13 years old. So it's really old. It's from New Zealand, so I had it shipped over, but it just does the job, and basically I use that for practice at home. That's kind of what I have. I live in like an apartment style block, right? So I can't be having acoustic drums, can't be smashing those about, so I would prefer them, don't get me wrong, because it just gives me a bit more opportunity to like practice in a more realistic way. Kind of find that when I'm practicing on these, it can be a bit like, like I feel the differences quite a lot, and feel sometimes I'm maybe a bit underprepared for the live scenario if I'm not on an acoustic kit. But I do have some, breakable hardware as well with me just now. So I've got I use Meinl cymbals, if you know Meinl. I use currently ProMark sticks. I currently go between ProMark and Vic Firth drumsticks, just for various reasons. I guess like sometimes one I can get more power out of it, or one is faster or something like that. Right now it's I'm in the 5B kind of, sometimes 2B, if I'm feeling like I want to smack some shells really hard, I'll use like caveman size sticks, you know what I mean? So I do that. And then I've got an Axis, I use longboard double kick pedal. So I've got the Axis longboard pedals. And then for snare drum, I had this stunning snare drum. They got stolen like a year ago. It was a Black Panther sledgehammer. I really love that. It's a brass, I think it's like hand hammered snare drum, but it's like they're beautiful and they don't make them anymore. So I think someone saw it and was like, I want it, I'm gonna take it, So I don't have that, and I use right now I'm using a Taylor Hawkins signature. I found one secondhand. Rest in peace, Taylor Hawkins. And I think it's Taylor Hawkins actually. Sorry, I messed that up. But that snare is really good, but I kind of struggle tuning it. So I'm kind of like looking to, change that one out to get I like brass snares. They're a bit louder. They've got like some nastier overtones. They just cut through a bit better, So I'm looking for that, and that's kind of my gear just now, at least. And then whatever drum shells I get given at the venue on the day, is kind of what I'm playing normally. So it's kind of it's pretty, I mean, if I had the choice though, I'd probably look for, there's a few, to be honest. I probably shouldn't say. If I'm looking for endorsements, I'll keep my mouth shut there. Yeah, but yeah, that's kind of what I'm playing just now.
That's good to hear. And I think some of the other questions could kind of intertwine here, but I guess just for Ravens, what were you looking for in terms of influence when it came to the sound? Was it more of like a deathcore sort of style?
So influences, I would take influences from everywhere. I think influence is a word is it's kind of dangerous nowadays. It's like a lot of bands. I don't know. I don't ever want to be the one that turns influence into mimicking. I don't want to. So I'm very. I'll take like our Echo Forms song. Like the influence there was from the whole idea for that instrumental and song came from like the movie Dune. And so it could be anything from a movie or other bands. Like Josh said, if you want to like call fall a genre, there's much debate on every YouTube comment section about if it should be called a genre or not. But I guess we would be based in that. But I always wanted to create something unique. So like with every new song we do, like I'm trying to push it a little bit further out of the box that it gets put in. Like I don't want to be like a project that's so easy to slap a label on, for just the pure reason of like creativity and originality. The reason I make music is I just want to create something unique that connects. So I guess that would be like, Thal, if it's a genre, would be like our base, and then we kind of like float around to different bits. So to get to the influence part, I mean, of course, like everybody that makes Thals, like influenced by Humanity's Last Breath, Bill Jarza, Cat's Claw, Our Common Collapse. Those are all great bands. And then some deathcore bands as well. Vile Sycophant, if anybody hasn't checked them out yet, it's a great project. It's from one of the guys from Worm Shepherd. He's also been a huge help with the band. Like he's been like supporting us, which I couldn't thank him enough for. But yeah, just a little bit of just little bits and pieces from everywhere.
Hey guys, real quick, Josh, who really kind of influenced you in terms of your drumming style?
Okay. So I think like what's weird is like I kind of see it differently now. Like, I used to like say, I was influenced by these drummers and stuff like that, but I'll just say kind of, out the gate, there were a lot of like drummers that were very like impressionable on me, but I think one of them specifically really stood out, so like at least for me it was Nick Peterson from North Lane, and it was a combination of like lyrically, it was kind of talking about like, you know, you can be the dreamer, like you can, and at that time I didn't really know like what drumming was to me, and like until I kind of heard that, I was like, man, I want to make drumming my life, right? So, and then Nick Peterson's style was like just weird and disjointed. Like I'd never heard anything like that before. Like genuinely, I was like, this is crazy. Like this isn't just going, dun 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 dun. You know what I mean? I'm like, this isn't like, this is like, let's just not play for like 2 bars and then just come in on this weird subdivision. Like he just creating that level of space and stuff. I was just really inspiring, but it also kind of like, now that I look back on it, it also, it kind of like gave me the inspiration to kind of try and create my own style, because I also like really fast stuff. I also like really, kind of groovy, like ghost note stuff. And I put all of that together. And I think that's why, I kind of, RAVNS is quite like a perfect fit for me and my style, because I can be, myself kind of more truly, in the songs, which is really lucky, So yeah, I feel like for me it would be Nick Peterson, like North Lane era, like that very early progressive like metalcore stuff was like huge for me, huge. Yeah.
That's good. And I guess Trevor, real quick, I guess, who really kind of influenced your guitar styles, even outside RAVNS? I guess was there a lot of your traditional guys like Randy Rhoads?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, that's like I'm a big like '80s music fan, so like that was like before I got super experimental and into like different genres that take guitar playing into like different realms. Like this like the other bands I mentioned. Yeah, I'd say they're those old legendary guitar players like played like all of the common ones like played a huge influence. And then once again Matt Mills, so he's like he's that type of player, extremely good. Like he plays like, yeah, and he'll never stop playing like an '80s guitar player. And so that was always, through learning with him, that was always an inspiration, like and then I don't know, at this point, so I've like branched so far off of like from traditional guitar playing. It's not like really like shreddy. It's not like really shreddy or anything like that, or running like super crazy sweep picking arpeggios. It's kind of more based off like rhythm and unpredictable elements and stuff like that. So started off with regular influences that shred, and then now I'm at the point where like I enjoy seeing guitar being taken to like a place that it's never been taken before. So it's more like, I would call like some of the RAVN stuff like more so like sound design at points of the songs than it is like guitar playing. It's just like a little bit of both, and to me, like the same as like how Josh said he could be so creative with it. That's what attracts me to that style of music, is that there really are no boundaries, and you could just take it, push it as far as you want. And to me, that idea is like really exciting and motivating. Each time I sit down to write something, it's just like I have no rules, and when you make music with no rules, like you never know where it's going to go. So it's kind of like a Christmas day or something,
I guess so. So now, cue to do music.
What was that?
Sometimes the meme is whenever something's about to happen, they cue to do music. So I didn't mention it earlier. So yeah. All right. That's all pretty cool. But I guess outside of the music here, I guess what you guys do outside of music, and got any hobbies?
Trevor, I'll let you start, man.
Man, lately that's so hard. So I do jiu-jitsu. I've been out for a while with like an injury, but besides that, it's like I'm always creating music. I know it may sound like a stereotypical thing for a musician to say, but that's honestly like I'm sure like Josh can tell you, I'm like always sending him stuff like almost every day, every other day. So I don't know, that's my life right now. I'm really focused on Ravens, really focused on like exploring where all three of us can go music wise, and throwing it out there to like see if people connect with it. So yeah, that's pretty much my main focus right now. I know it sounds boring and it's probably a terrible interview answer, but yeah, just in this room right here, writing every day.
It's inspiring, man. I wish I could do that.
This is the inner sanctum of Trevor. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, bro.
Josh, I guess do you have anything else outside of music and I guess touring in and around Scotland? So
yeah, stuff like that, man. Oh my gosh, I mean, you could have seen before, but for anyone that has been wondering why my headphones are taped together while they're broken, so I think they've finally died. Yeah. So anyway, no, I've got them. Okay, we're good. What was the question again?
I was gonna say, I guess outside of music, I guess, what do you do? Do you got any hobbies or do anything else in terms of a job?
Yeah, I mean, like, right now I'm just kind of like part-time teaching drums, a little bit of like, I do like relief work right now for like schools. I like go in after school clubs and just like set games up in there, and just like, kids who are just waiting to get picked up, they just, they have nothing to do, so I just kind of make sure they got something to do. That's pretty much it. That's more of like a job thing. So hobbies, I am currently trying to like learn guitar a bit as well. Trev's like sent me some like pretty cool stuff to get me started, so I'm kind of like writing my own stuff. So I try and do that, but I'm a bit more like preoccupied with like my drumming, so it's kind of tricky. If I'm in the music mindset, it's usually drumming is usually taking it up, so that's kind of that. I play like quite a lot of games, like video games, but that's mostly to like stay in touch with people, because I come from a different place where I live now, right? So it's a way of like reconnecting and like staying in touch with people without just like phoning them and being like, oh hey man, like how are you doing? And it's like, you're actually dedicating like a bit more time, and it's a bit more fun that way as well. So yeah, I play like various sorts of games, nothing crazy, nothing that's like that takes like an arm and a leg to run, where you need like a $4,000 PC. I've got like a humble little machine, and I like the dinosaur games, man. That's what I'm into just now. So just any sort of like dinosaur survival, like Ark, Isle, whatever, that sort of stuff, man. That's what keeps me going, bro. As a kid, I was like, give me the dinosaur toys. You know what I mean? So that sort of stuff, man. But like, nothing crazy. I try and go to shows as well. I try and go to local shows and like just just support the scene, I guess. It's kind of like a bit of a hobby of mine, just to like turn up and like say hi and stuff. But I mean, nothing like crazy. I don't like paraglide or like skydive or something like that. Like I don't do cool stuff.
I don't know. You just made me look super bad. You're like helping kids, saving kittens out of trees, and I'm just like, I just sit in this room and make music. Like, it's just like, okay.
Oh man, bro, you do jujitsu, man. Like you could, if you disagreed with me, you could kick my ass. I can't do that.
Well, I mean, he was a former Marine too, so I'd be like,
there you go.
Kick your ass, so.
That's it, man. If there's Mexican standoff while I know who's getting shot first. Like,
What do we gotta do? Mexican standoff. Do it like this.
that's it, bro. You gotta do kill
man.
shot and sideways.
Yeah. Hey. You keep doing what you're doing there, Josh. You're doing a good job out there. So,
Cheers, brother. Cheers,
Yeah, that's
man.
cool. That's really
and actually, I was gonna ask, did you ever play the Dino Crisis game?
Dino Crisis. That was no. I think I heard about that game though. Was that quite a while ago? Dino Crisis. Was that kind of new?
It was back in the PS1 and I think later PS2 days.
Oh,
But,
okay. Yeah, no, I had the I played a bit of like N64 Turok. Like I played that. Like,
I remember that one.
yeah, so Turok was good. What were the early dinosaur games? I can't remember. Oh, it was Zoo Tycoon, the dinosaur digs game. Like, where you build a zoo and that, but there's like a dinosaur expansion pack where you have to like look after dinosaurs. But like me and my mate, we would just set them free and just like let them kill like people that were coming in our zoo. Like,
Do any of you guys remember like Command and Conquer? It was like
oh yeah, Tiberian Sun and like Red Alert.
Yeah, there was a dinosaur version of that, right?
What?
Yeah, where instead of like building a base or whatever, you were like one dinosaur. I vaguely remember it, but it does exist. Like
I missed out. I didn't know about this.
that was quite a ways ago, but yeah.
That sounds sick.
You're all cool and into dinosaur games, and I got nothing but a guitar.
You come join me, bro. Hop on. Come be a dinosaur.
I have like 1,000 ping joining you.
Oh yeah, you would. Yeah,
I'd be like all laggy.
Yeah,
You'd be like a teleporting dinosaur at that point.
Yeah, well, it's an advantage that you
I don't remember Command and Conquer, but Dino Crisis was really the first dinosaur game I actually saw, which was Final Fantasy. Resident Evil. It was more like a Resident Evil sort of style.
Cool. Yeah, like horror-y kind of almost.
Oh yeah, you get those velociraptors just jumping out of nowhere, just trying to chew your arm off and everything too, while the blood's sprayed everywhere.
That's sick.
Yeah,
We love that.
after that, it was the Tomb Raider.
Like pixelated blood on like PlayStation.
Basically.
You said it was on PlayStation 1.
Yeah, it's single.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 1D graphics card. So yeah,
Isn't that so crazy? I go back and like I see, I look at like, like a big one for me on the Nintendo 64 was like, GoldenEye. So like I go back and look at footage and I'm like, how did we ever play like with it looking like that? Like it's just come such a like far away. It's insane.
we were like, this is so revolutionary. So yeah.
Yeah, at the time it was like great. Like I remember playing Twisted Metal 2 when that came out. And I was like, this is like the best graphics ever. It's so cool. And then now you look at it and you're like, it's like I don't know. It's just weird how far it's come and how used to like the better graphics we've gotten. And like looking back at that old stuff is like, whoa, it's such a huge difference.
Yeah, for sure.
Not only that, the games expanded a little bit more. So now you're able to get these small worlds. You just run off and just do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I think
RPGs.
actually I completely forgot. Like to mention like Halo for me was massive. Like I played Halo 3 like to death, man. Like that was a game where I was, so absorbed by when the Xbox 360 came out, and we try to go to like local tournaments and stuff like that, like me and my mates, and I mean, we weren't like amazing or anything like that, but we got like, I don't know, I did a 2v2 tournament where I got third, which was pretty cool, and that was like the city one. Yeah, but then the 4 against 4s, there was always one of us letting us down, so it was, I think we got 7th in like the national tournament, but I mean it's New Zealand, so like that sucks. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, we were always watching like the American guys, and like watching those dudes play on like the pro stages, and like we were like, I want to be up there one day. Didn't know it would be playing music, but like you know what I mean. Fingers crossed, eh? But hey, yeah.
I was gonna say you're like one of those no scopes. Just
No
get a headshot out.
Nah, I wasn't that good, bro. I was more the guy that was like, he's over there. I was really good at like communicating and like directing my team. I was like, shit aim though. like, I was like, I'll give you the sniper. You're pretty good with that.
Give me the
That was-
bazooka so I can just blow everybody up.
Yeah.
So,
If Trev's on my team, I'll give him the guns. He knows what he's doing.
yeah.
Oh, that's
But,
terrible.
I think, Trev, you mentioned earlier about the song structure, or maybe how you guys bring the whole song together. So I think I could tie with this question along with the lyrics. So when you guys are putting the song together, I guess, do you do your parts first, then you send it to Josh, or do you send it to everybody and then they just send it all back to you?
Yeah, so it's so it starts with, since I just write constantly, or I write a lot. I'll constantly like throw out little ideas in there, and I'll drop them for the guys to check out. If there's one that we want to run with, and I usually complete like the basic structure, as far as like synths, guitar work, choir, whatever's going into the song production wise, and then I'll have, of course, like I don't have a drummer brain, so I'll have like the most basic, like basic or like probably overly programmed.
His drums is drumming, like when he writes drums is very good. Like Trev can write some sick drums. Like I'm like, I hear them when I get sent them, because I get sent like the, kind of like a template for what like what like the vibe is gonna be like, and it's usually like already there. I'm like, whoa, this is like, he's got like everything laid out, and it sounds good, man. Like you don't give yourself enough credit, bro. You write drums sick, bro.
Thank you. But so I'll put like the basic thing together. Once the guys say, oh, this is cool, like let's see this idea out, I'll throw like the basic structure together, and then at that point it's like it's very much like a collaborative effort. Like if one of the guys is like, hey, we should move this part here, we should move this part here, or whatever, we'll go through that, we'll talk about that and experiment there. But then like I'll send it to Josh. He'll absolutely kill the drums and like do his thing over it. Then we just like take a look at it again, like reevaluate it as a group if we want to change anything. Then once we get like the rough draft, then Calvin, our vocalist, will take over. It's like and from that point, it's like once I pass it off to Josh, there's like I just say do your thing. There's no like, I'm not directing anything or whatever. Like I'll pass it off to Josh, do your thing, and then I'll take a look at it as a group together. Then the same thing with Calvin. Calvin is, I wish he could be here right now, but like Calvin is insane at what he does as far as like finding cadences, finding places. Since the music is very like, I guess, technical at times, or there's a lot going on at once, he's very good at like deciding where a vocal should be and where it shouldn't be. So I have and I think part of the reason why Ravens works so well is like I have 100% trust in Josh and Calvin to take it, that they understand the vision each time of the song, and like if there's anything that comes up in between, like each person adding their own thing, then we'll work it out and decide what works best. But it's just so I think I'm just so grateful to have found two other people that like are just like on it. They know exactly what the vision is and exactly where to take it. So after I lay down the basic structure, then it goes through all them. Then it'll come back to me, and I'll add like the final touches and like mix it and get it ready to put out. As of yet, we haven't used like anything out of house, like any other engineers, mixers, or producers. We've done it ourselves.
I guess is Calvin strictly the one who writes the lyrics, or have you guys contributed in terms of lyrics for just the 2 songs you released so far on Ravens?
No, Calvin's great at what he does. Like we both 100% trust him. So he, like, yep, that's all him. If I have a general idea, like I guess on Echo Forms there was a general. We both agreed like very early on in the song's making, like hey, we should go off of this concept. Like Echo Forms is kind of like to put it like simply, it's kind of about like having pieces of your past life, maybe voices from your past life where you went through something in the past and you regretted it, and those like later in life it pops up like, oh, I regret it. It's kind of like those voices eating at you or speaking to you. So he kind of like, once the concept was there, like he just took it and ran with it. He did, you know, all the lyrics and everything himself. On the new one, it's 100% him. He's like, I got an idea for it. You guys want to hear it? We're like, nope, just do it. Like, it's just that much trust in each other. You know, he's definitely, and he definitely nailed it. So
yeah, bro.
We're excited to get this one out there. It's I think it takes it to I think it just builds upon the whole image that we're trying to create, the whole aesthetic, and like defines the band a lot more, and people will have a lot better understanding of like our vision as a group.
Yeah.
All right. So, did you mention how you did find Calvin? Did he just respond to your posts, Trev, or I guess just met him one day and then just try to go from there?
No, so I was after we mutually departed with the other vocalist. I was just like scanning vocal covers and whatever, and came across some of his stuff, and I'm like, this guy like is exactly what we need. Someone that's like flexible, versatile, can like adapt, can go heavy when it's supposed to be heavy, you know, understands all those things. So I reached out to Calvin, and Calvin, the way he describes it, he when we introduced him on Instagram, I'll use his own words. He said it was like, he's like, yeah, it's the easiest decision I've ever made. These guys are making like cool stuff that I definitely want to be a part of. Once again, I'm like, I wish he was here to say it in his own words, but he wrote a whole thing on it. If anybody sees this and wants more perspective on like where Calvin was at the point of that, but yep, I agree with him. Like he just fits like everything that when we lost the first vocalist, me and Josh had a lot of talks about, okay, like, well, here's our chance to decide like what do we really want in a vocalist, and finding Calvin was like amazing because he checked every single one of those boxes and more, you know.
Yep. No, for sure. I mean, definitely shout out to him, and also, you know, when he was speaking to us about his influences and stuff, it was like, you know, he was already like just speaking away. I was like, yeah, he's, you know, like, and it's, you know, this is definitely, this is, you know, the shoe is fitting here, you know, like, for sure. I was yeah, if anyone doesn't know, like, and wants to know, like, Calvin, or at least it's my understanding that, you know, one of Calvin's favorite bands is Alt as well, and also one of my favorite bands. So, you know, there's a bit of trivia for you about Calvin. So if you're interested.
Yeah, and I think Calvin pointed this out. It's like in the cover where I found that I stumbled across was him doing an Alt cover. So like that's it's kind of like in a weird way that band is like what kind of like connected us all. Like we all had some kind of like experience with that band, and they kind of, yeah, in a weird way revolved around that.
I was say, does he have a stuffed tiger named Hobbs?
No,
another joke.
Yeah. You should have got Josh on the drums. Every time you tell a joke, he can do the little drum thing.
Technically, he has to scoot his chair the whole way over just to do it. So.
The chair's out of order.
Just had to drop it. So, yeah.
It's upside down, so it doesn't work. I can't do it.
Yeah. Just probably drop it out there too. So. Yeah.
But yeah, just because he's absent, like I can't say enough kind words about like Calvin. He's been he's super creative. He's a really smart dude. So he always has like great input and great vision, great ideas. So like I said earlier, it added so much to the band. And I think if you go back and listen to the like Dried Orchids versus the recent Echo Forms, you can see like we're vocally we're kind of like pushing the boundaries a little bit. Like we're breaking out of like we're taking a step further, I guess.
That's good to hear. And just 2 more questions left, and then we can jump into some extra fun ones. But next one here could delve into challenges. So I guess outside the obvious, with you guys being in different parts of the world, I guess what are challenges do you guys feel like you face these days as musicians?
I would say musicians, oh man, I mean, it's really just, you just put so much more money in than you get out, really, isn't it? It's always kind of like that, you kind of, it's a bit of a thankless job, but I feel like it's because it's an oversaturated market. There's so many like things that you have to do now, as an artist. Like you have to do social media. You can't just ignore it. Like you have to do it. You have to push content. And it's just money. And I mean, Trev has like put in, pretty much everything when it comes to that sort of stuff. So I mean, like my hands are a bit bloody tired with that sort of stuff because again, I've got other projects and all sorts of other stuff going on. So it's like, it's tough, man. It's really hard to like get going, let alone keep afloat. And I think like it doesn't help that we're also in different time zones as well. So when it's like, oh, let's publish a post, let's do this, share it, it's like I'm asleep. You know what I mean? Like it is 5 a.m. So it's just logistics, but once you figure it out, it gets better. But it's kind of like one of those things where I think you get once you kind of start it or get the ball rolling, it seems to be kind of self-moving a little bit. I think now we're seeing a little bit more traction, and a little bit more give. But it's taken, it's taken a while, and it's not been. I mean, I would say it's been kind of easy. I've got, we're doing okay, but like, definitely just for bands generally is just having the financial support that they can also then, that they can turn their music that they're really proud of into something that is actually heard and like pushed, because it is hard. So
yeah, I would probably echo the same thing as Josh, but I think it speaks a lot like how much how we found like such a tight group that believes in this music so much. I mean, like it's what like 2 o'clock in the morning for you right now, Josh?
Yeah, it's just
and he's here doing that, so that just it comes like back full circle that we have the right group that like really believes in this music. And playing the social media game is like exhausting at times for sure, but I mean, we've got so many we're not even that we're like baby, we're a baby band where we just started and we've gotten so much great support and great messages so far from like people. So I think that in the end, that kind of it pays for the financial part, like as like it's rewarding in that sense. It's like that people are connecting with it. Because the goal when we create a song, the goal is always to make a song that we enjoy, that we like, that is 100% us. We're not creating, we're not doing pop music for one, and we're not creating something like with the idea in mind of like, oh, how can we connect to like a bigger audience or anything. Like number one goal is to create music that we enjoy. So when we get all these, super kind messages or people reposting our stuff or saying that like, telling us that they connect with their music and wow, this song made my day so much better. Like or messages to say I play this song every day, like when I go to work or whatever it is. Like it's 100% worth it in the end. Yeah.
He doesn't say Josh is jacked up on coffee right now just to make sure he stays awake past his bedtime. So, yeah.
Honestly, absolutely. I love coffee, so it's all good. It's not bad. I'm okay with it.
I guess so.
There you go.
that's pretty good in terms of the commitment there. So,
Mhm.
and I guess just for the last question, it kind of deals with the AI and kind of go back to the social media. I know Trev kind of mentioned a little bit there with the whole game and quotation marks, but what do you make of AI and social media these days? Double-edged sword?
Like AI as related to like music.
We can say music,
Or-
but if you want to also say overall too, but mainly strictly into music since we are a music podcast too. So, but anyway, go ahead.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I mean, I think with anything like as powerful as that, like it could be, I don't know, just as dangerous as it is helpful. The thing, if I relate it to music, then it gets kind of like a little bit more dicey. It's like I never want music for myself at least to lose that human touch. And I don't know. I think it's just like when you hear like I just saw on Joe Rogan the other day, like Rick Beato did a thing where he created a whole pop star in a song in 3 minutes or something, and it sounded great. It's kind of a weird feeling to see that, because like music has always been, to me at least, about like human expression. Like we're telling our own stories, we're writing stories, we're telling our history through it. Like it's just so important in that way that I would hate to lose that human touch to it, but I guess that's it's a crazy question. I'm like
yeah, it's very loaded, isn't it? I think like it's exactly as I would say to, the same as Trevor there. Like it really is kind of, because it has so many applications and can be used, it can be used well, but it can also, be used poorly and stuff like that. And I feel like, especially if, within an already oversaturated market, it's like, it's barely possible to even hear someone's unique voice now, it's like, and I think like, the worry for like maybe quite a lot of people is that, is it really, it's almost like a de-evolution of music, because it's not what music's about, it's like music is about like not being perfect, and I feel like AI is kind of like correcting our flaws, you know what I mean, almost. Well, it can. I mean, not always, but someone can write in a little code, and I mean, it has to be complex, but when it gets better and better and better, and the database is bigger and bigger and bigger, it becomes easier for the AI. Oh, that's the other thing as well. Like AI takes artists' music, and that's how it's generating its sound. It takes the pop megastars. It just kind of, leeches all of that information and then, regurgitates it. So at the end of the day, it's not even like, it's just not ever going to be original, So.
Yeah, man, it's like, if you think about like the past, like, I don't know, you think of like Jimi Hendrix songs or whatever, those songs speak for like a whole generation. And then like, if we have, like, what's it going to be like, 50 or 100 years from now, when like, AI is telling that, like, it just seems kind of like it's not telling like a real story, almost, kind of thing. It's I think like I said, like songs could, the music is super powerful. It could touch you, it could speak for a whole generation, tell stories, and like if you put that in the hands of like essentially like a machine, then I don't know, we kind of lose a piece of humanity there.
Yeah, we'll have to see, but it's mainly just get 2 cents on this, but
Yeah.
We'll have to see what happens, but I think we've kind of keep stumbling into a Skynet conspiracy, as I like to say if we're quoting Terminator. So,
yeah. I don't know if we'll go that far, but who knows, man? Who knows?
Yeah.
If Arnold shows up on my door, I might believe it. You know what I mean?
I would pretty much pay it to say the one line, "I'll be back."
That's it, bro.
Yeah.
Please don't be back, Arnold.
Yeah, please don't.
Not legitimately, but just say the words because it was a killer quote. So yeah. All right. But tread carefully. Let's see what happens. All right. That's all we really could do at this point. So.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Take it step by step.
For sure.
Absolutely. All right. So, boys, we reached a few questions here pretty good. So, yeah, ship us some fun ones. Ready?
Let's do it.
All right. So, I'm curious if there's a particular dish I have not heard about yet, since you guys are both in different parts of the world here, too. But what would you say is currently your favorite food?
Favorite food? Oh, man. I'm going to need to think about this one.
All right, I'll just answer. I know it immediately. It's just like Mexican food. Like, I could eat that every day. I'm super into spicy food, and if I had to pick one thing, I don't know, like, make it simple. Like, I could eat tortas every day. Do you know what that is, Josh, out there?
I have no idea, bro. I'm just smiling and waving.
That just like popped in my brain. I was like, I wonder if Josh even knows. Well, you know, like enchiladas.
Yeah.
No, tortas, just basically like a sandwich. How would you describe it, Brian? It's like I usually get the carne asada one, so it's like meat, mayonnaise, and a whole bunch of other good Mexican stuff. It depends on where you go, I guess, what they put in it, but
yeah,
it's like the sandwich version of a taco. Is that fair to say?
I'm going to say yes, but I don't know if I ever had one. I've always stuck with your traditional tacos with
Yeah.
your chicken and maybe even like some shrimp tacos, but I've also,
Yeah.
I'm more of a quesadilla guy. I'm sorry to
Oh,
say.
okay. Yeah.
Quesadillas.
See, those
Quesadillas,
are great too.
I like the lots of like refried beans as well. Like with Mexican food, it's like one of my favorite things is like the refried beans. They slap. I think favorite food. Oh, that's hard, man. That's like probably like a German. There's a German like dish. It's called Knödel, right? It's like this. It's like a. Have you ever had? Has anyone had gnocchi? Do you know those like little like these like little tiny like potato dumplings that you kind of have in like normally it's some sort of creamy sauce or something like that. Anyway, so it's like this Italian little ball.
I thought it was a stuffed noodle or something.
It's kind of like that's like ravioli. So like yeah, it's like really chewy and it's made from like potato starch and flour, and they're like handmade, but they're crazy. If you haven't had one, if you haven't had it, try it. If you go to Italy, try it. Gnocchi. But anyway, Knödel is like a German dish where it's the exact same thing, but they're massive. These like big spongy balls of like potato dough, and they just soak up like sauce like mad. So you have it with like a mushroom sauce or like mushroom cream sauce or something like that. So it's pretty like traditional, but like my family in Germany, like, you know, used to make me that a lot. My granddad in particular, like he would make the stuff, even though they're quite hard to make. Like you have to like do all sorts of processing to potatoes to like make them like that. So yeah, that's probably my favorite food, and I feel like I have to shout it out because it's kind of unique and no one's probably heard of it. So yeah, and it's hard to spell as well. It's like Kno with like 2 dots, Del, Knödel. Yeah, it's weird, man, but good. Try it.
I did take some German back in my day, so I think it was like no do or something like that. So, but I have had gnocchi before, yeah. I had gnocchi before, yeah. So.
Oh, you have had gnocchi. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. It is similar to that kind of thing. It's kind of the ballpark. Yeah.
All right, great choices. I might have to try the German dish because I'm going actually to Switzerland and work my way up the Rhine here pretty soon. So I'll let you know about the trip.
Sweet,
so,
bro. Yeah, do.
Right. And I was noticing a lot of ink on Trevor over there. So I guess Josh also has the ink too. Let's show it off, and then you guys want to talk about it real quick.
Okay. Yeah, Trevor, you got about 1 million things. I actually am not tested, so
I don't know. I'm just really into like Black work. So I just have a bunch of black work. I used to have tattoos under it. Like I've had multiple tattoos through my life. It wasn't a decision to like cover them up to go the whole black route, but I don't know. I just something I'm really into. Like I don't know if it's like a sadistic thing or something, but I just want to go and get tattoos all the time. But I don't think so on this one there like I have Spartans, which kind of represents like my Marine Corps time. Like they're like in the Marine Corps they describe it as like the modern Spartans. It's like kind of like a thing like the higher ups would say or whatever. So I kept that one there just to kind of like signify that period of my life. Other tattoos, so I do have like ravens on my chest, so that kind of comes from the band name. Yeah, I don't know, like in the black work, yeah, just like it kind of feels like it was just a choice to get. I don't know, like I like the pain, I guess. I'm weird.
I turned my pain into art or something like that. So
yeah, it's like maybe I'm subconsciously wearing my pain on the outside or something. Like maybe that's a cooler interview answer. You could edit in whichever one's like cooler afterwards.
That's all right. We'll make it work. So we're kind of rolling here pretty good there too. So all right. Not too sure how much of a movie nerd you guys are, but do you have a favorite TV series and movie you guys really look up to?
It's an easy answer for me, Lord of the Rings, man. I'm from New Zealand. Like, I gotta represent like the film, of our country. Like, I've been to Hobbiton and that, all that good stuff. So yeah, Lord of the Rings, man, for sure. I play all the video games relating to it as well. All that stuff. So yeah.
Do they have an MMO for Lord of the Rings, like a RPG thing?
Yeah, there is one. Yeah, it's I think so. Yeah, I think they just released like an expansion for it or something like that. But I never actually played it. I didn't know about it till like 5 years ago or something, and by that point I wasn't that interested. But I still. Yeah, I kind of played more like the real-time strategy, like more like the Command and Conquer type Lord of the Rings games. It was like the Battle for Middle Earth, it was called, and you could build and like buy a Nazgul guy, like a ring wraith, and then like fly him over and just like attack people in Gondor and just like wreck them, like you do like and send armies in and like big elephants. But yeah, anyway, Lord of the Rings, man. Sorry, I'm just completely lengthening that answer. Yeah.
Let's see. For me, I like the Dune movies. I would say like favorite though. I'd probably pick The Crow. Or the old Nightmare on Elm Street. So fun fact, I have an older brother and my mom were extras in Dream Part 3, I think.
What?
Dream Warriors? Yeah, they were just quickly in a few scenes, but they were like extras. So when I was really young, they had all these like souvenirs, and they had like Robert Englund's like signature on them, and like they let me watch them at a young age because of that. But yeah, I'm really into The Crow, Nightmare on Elm Street. Dune movies are cool. I like Lord of the Rings movies too. Yeah, I'm a big like fantasy.
Yeah, same, man. Same for sure, bro. Yeah.
So yeah.
I was going to say there was a video game I really wish I had got into was Shadow of Mordor.
Oh yeah. Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War and stuff like that. Yeah, they were brilliant games. Yeah, I only saw like videos of them. I never got to play them, but yeah, they were cool, man.
That's like a single player one.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
it was a little bit, but I think it was like sort of like how Red Dead Redemption is. I think you could go to various parts of. I don't know if it was like all parts of Middle Earth or what it was like just specific sections because of how extensive it is, but. it was still pretty expensive map. I think you were able to go around and do what you wanted. So
That's cool.
all right. So I guess in terms of alcohol and non-alcoholic drinks, I think Josh kind of explained the non-alcoholic earlier, but I guess which ones would you consider your favorites?
Ooh, favorites. I would say, my favorite. Oh man, my favorite alcoholic drink is a wheat beer. So it's like a, I don't know if you get that in the States, but like, oh no, you would, wouldn't you? It's Blue Moon a wheat beer. Can't remember. I'm not sure. I might be wrong there. It's like a German, like traditional, like German. It's like very like, it's not hoppy, right? It's like made from predominantly wheat. Tastes, yeah, it's weird, but I really like it. It's kind of just like a traditional thing. And then non-alcoholic, I would probably say, oh man, probably pineapple juice. I mean, I want to say Monster, but I can't say that. So, like, some form of shitty Monster that I'm trying to quit drinking at the moment, So I think, pineapple juice, just because maybe better for me. I'm not sure, but yeah.
For me, I live off of like tea and energy drinks. I'll say it. Like,
yes, I'm not the only one. Okay.
Yeah, so like various energy drinks and tea for like non-alcoholic, and then alcoholic, I'll go with St. Pauli's Girl. I'm a big fan of I like St. Pauli's Girl. Well, there's this one, maybe you've heard of this, Josh, Boddington's. Do you know Boddington's?
Boddington's? No, I don't know, man. No, I don't know, bro.
I forget what that one's from, but usually my go-to if I'm going to drink beers, like St. Pauli's Girl.
Is that British beer or?
It's an English beer. I can't remember where it's like where exactly it's from though.
Okay.
But yeah, as far as like just like casual beers, usually go for St. Pauli Girl, Heineken. I'm not really a big IPA guy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't mind them. They're just like, they're kind of like I gotta be like in the mood for it. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, it's definitely not something that I could drink multiple of. Like I get that like when Deftones has like their beer that's like an IPA, the Phantom Bride one, and like I'll get in the mood and I'll drink like an IPA here and there. And theirs is really good. It's just like really strong like IPA. Like I don't know how to describe it. Not like pint like I'm drinking like liquid pine tree or something, or giving a pine tree a blowjob. I don't know, but like it's just like very piney. That's like an awkward way to describe it, but there's a clip right there. But yeah, not huge in IPA, just every once in a while.
I'll turn it to a short right there too. So apparently this trick is like the equivalent of giving a pine tray a blowjob. Actually, yes. I think the more appropriate one would be, I was gonna say maybe the most appropriate one would be like maybe pineapple on crack cocaine or something, or something like that. So I will say Germans have the best beer. That was the best beer I ever had whenever I was in Munich.
Good stuff, man. Good answer.
So yeah, at the Hofbräu House. A good bit nowadays, yeah. And we like to travel overseas and then maybe do one trip in the States. So.
I'm sorry, where were you from again? What state?
I'm from Pittsburgh, PA.
Oh, okay. All right.
Steel City. So represent.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Right. But I always make the joke. The Germans are the happy drunks. English, Irish, and Scottish are usually the angry drunks. Russians are the depressing drunks. So.
What would that make Americans? What would you say we are? Like all of the above.
The drunks that aren't allowed to get drunk till they're 21. Like that's.
There's that. Maybe all the above. So I think we are a mixed kind of breed over here, to be honest. So.
It makes
U.S.
sense,
all the above. All the above. Okay, we'll do it that way.
What's the drinking age in where you're at, Josh?
It's 18 in the UK. You can drink beer in Germany when you're 16. So you can go to the pub and legally buy beer when you're 16. So it's very different. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not really alcohol heavy, I should say. That's a big difference.
Yeah, so they can't, exactly. So they can't get spirits, but they can still get beers in that. So you can still get like a 5% beer, and like I think it's so you could get completely smashed like legally when you're 16. Just have 10 beers, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's crazy, man. So, but I mean, it's they don't have this they don't have the binge culture though. They're like they just respect that it's alcohol, and like people just are very, I think like even in the UK it's like people just, because they're not allowed it till they're 18, they're doing it privately in some stupid like house party, and they just end up with alcohol poisoning, and
yeah,
you know what I mean? So yeah, it's better to have that legally where people can like monitor you, make sure you're all good, and then like you can kind of, it's a bit more limit testing there before you just kind of go super hard, so it's better.
I kind of agree with that. It's like they're gonna do it either way,
Yeah, for sure.
You might as well have it to where like there's like somewhat responsible people around. Yeah,
for sure, bro. For sure. Yeah.
I tend to doubt it, but I think at the same time those bars would be hopping like crazy with all the high school kids.
yeah. Apparently it's not bad, like, and I think it's mainly because like a lot of the bars are like locally run, and like they're like it's more like, I don't know, it gives you more like family vibes and community vibes, and like so it's like when you bar hop and do stuff, like people are gonna know you, people know your mom, like you put your foot out of the line, you're gonna get I don't know, you're gonna get something, detention, I don't know, who knows, maybe your teacher sees you or something like that, and they're like, oh yeah, I'll buy you a beer. Like, I have no idea. No, it's definitely a different atmosphere though, so yeah, for sure.
We bribe the officers with beer now, so
States, man, states.
in the States. Yeah. I mean, back in my college days, I've seen people just destroying like a 30-pack of Bud Light, to be honest. So it's crazy, to say the least. Yeah. But for the last fun questions, I guess who you been listening to recently, whether they're indie or mainstream?
Indie or mainstream? I think for me right now, I'm listening to a lot of just any kind of like weird band, but I quite like Half Me right now. Half Me is like a German kind of like hardcore like band, but they're like more metal. I don't know, they're cool, man. What else? Humanity's Last Breath, like Bill Jarda's new album, that's really good. There's like a flamenco section in one of their songs, and I was like, this is cool, man. It just goes on for like 2 minutes, really sick guitar part. Yeah, that's pretty much it right now. Yeah, as far as I can think of. Oh, the 2 Era tracks that dropped, they were quite good. Echo Sonata or something like that. I quite like that track. And then I've been listening to our own tracks a lot. I'm like, I did like a drum playthrough thing. Actually, I should probably mention that we just did a drum playthrough for Echo Form. So if you haven't seen it, I mean, it's like a minute clip, but I'm waiting for sponsorships, so then I have an excuse to do a full video. So sponsors, hit me up, thank you. Mine'll now. Yeah, so check out our page. You can find that it's the first video there. There's also some, if you haven't seen, there's some like guitar shit, there's some more drum shit, there's like there's loads of shit, so go look. and I'd appreciate your feedback as well, so you can tell me I suck, or if I'm good, I will accept both. All good.
You suck.
Yeah, exactly. Do it, man. Just hey, listen. Any attention is good attention. You know what I mean? As long as I'm getting attention. Yeah. So that's pretty much what I'm listening to, man. What about you, Trev?
I hop around a lot. So I'm going to mention them again. Vile Sycophant just put out a project that's like amazing.
Legend.
Yeah. That project is like, it's amazing. Like it, as far as like orchestration and composition, like that guy, anything he touches is like gold in my opinion. I've been listening to a lot of Worm Shepherd. They're coming out with new stuff that I'm excited for soon, I hope. And I listen to like a lot of the stuff that people label with Thal, Cat's Claw, Our Common Collapse. Elliot has actually been like sort of a part of my journey. I had talks with him where he's showed me a lot of he's taught me a lot about mix, mastering, all that. He's the one that writes for Reflections or Our Common Collapse. What else? Yeah, I jump around so much. I'll go from that stuff to like Chelsea Wolfe, then listen to like Hans Zimmer stuff. For like Hans Zimmer stuff is like amazing for like inspiration for me. Like I always been big into like film score music and like fascinated with the way that it could, just by having the right music, it could draw so much emotion out of like a scene or something. Like it just shows you how powerful music is. Like what, go to like one of those like victorious battle scenes in a movie and put it on mute and like try it, and you know, like and then put the sound on, like it's just so much that it adds, you know. Sure. So that's part of what drew me into like, you know, creating music, is just seeing that power, seeing how powerful it is, seeing how it could touch people and like move people. You can really do anything through music. Yeah, just jumping around. Like I listen to like a lot of deathcore stuff. Even the occasional like pop records. I'm still in love with Britney Spears from high school, so I'll pop her on once in a while I'm in the mood.
Hell yeah, bro.
Hit me, baby, one more time.
I try to avoid her Instagram nowadays because it's like I don't want to like ruin my high school image I had of her. Yeah. But she's still Britney Spears. I mean, she's still the queen. So yeah, just a lot of stuff. I think the more stuff you listen to as an artist, like the more diverse and the more originality like it's just automatically gonna come through in your own music. So I try not to get trapped in like like I make this type of music, I should only listen to it. Of course there is a lot to learn from that as well, but listening to like a lot of stuff, I think it's really helped like evolve my sound a lot. So I enjoy it, mostly all of it. Hard to get into country though, I guess, if I'm being honest, but
yeah, I think it's a lot harder for the metalheads to do that. So,
and country's changed so much nowadays. It's like pop country, and then it seems like a lot of rappers are going to country and stuff, and it's just like that whole like scene has changed so much. And I'm sure there's still like the purity of it out there, like in, you know, that exists. I just don't just myself, I guess I just don't connect enough with it. Like
you hear those so-called lyric, everybody at the bar get tipsy. So yeah, I gotta understand why. Yeah. So I do have to give a shout out, or that too. Yeah, actually, I have to give a shout out to Whalefall because they were the first one that kind of told me about the genre of Thal. So I don't know if you guys heard about it.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah, I do. I saw that you. It's not till a couple months. I saw that you have an interview coming up with them, huh?
It's already technically happened, but it's gonna be released in September on my Spotify page, and then in December they will be on YouTube.
Yes, I do remember coming across some of their stuff. They're good.
It's catchy, so yeah. All right. But boys, we are almost out of time. But I guess
Okay.
before we jump into the last question, you guys want to ask me anything real quick? We'll do one apiece.
Sure. Why do you do what you do? Why do you choose to, or can I make it like a double thing? Like, I'm interested in why you decided to do what you do and how you came across us. If you don't
Normally,
mind.
it's in the past it used to be Facebook, and I've always said thank the Facebook gods. But this time it was Instagram, and I think it was one of your posts be like, sort of like subscribe to our Instagram channel, for instance, there too, and I did, and then I don't know if it was you or Josh, I don't know who handles the social media, but they said thank you for following us.
Oh, okay. So then that opened up the conversation.
At least did it. I was like, you know what, these guys reached out, so it's 50-50 at that point. But
That's something
yeah,
real quick I'd like to just interject is like that's something that's like common, like that, you know, if any of like people that enjoy our music see this, like I try to answer every single follow and just tell them we appreciate them, just because like it really is appreciated, and all those are like hand typed, there's no automation. I'm really big on that. I'm really I'll always be grateful for any support that we get. So
100%, guys. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for like, you know, sticking around, like listening to us talk, like listening to our music, like sharing our music.
yes,
You know, shout out to like so many of you. You know, like there's honestly in most recent memory, like, oh Billy, like you're the man, dude. Thank you so much. Like we've just seen your like review of our like songs and stuff like that, bro. Like can't thank you enough for like supporting and stuff like that, bro. Thank you, man. And you know, among many other people, obviously, like thank you very much.
Will we have a quick shout out section at the end? Because there are a couple thank yous, and but I don't want to.
yeah, we'll do it near the end there too. But
Okay.
I do have to answer part 2 of your question. So the whole podcast, I thought about it before COVID, but I never really got a chance to like hit the ground running, to say the least. So fortunately, COVID gave me the opportunity to start one. At the same time, I'm pretty introverted there too, so I have a hard time just trying to like interact with other people. So this kind of helps try to break that down and try to get to know other people in and around the world here too, as well as try to make it a career at some point, maybe a secondary job. That was kind of some of the motivation. But I figured, you know what, let's just talk with these individuals here, get to know them a little bit more, because obviously you're saying it's other big shots just going like maybe like the bigger podcasts and that sort of stuff. They're just going and interviewing celebrities, and obviously they're getting the spotlight and everything here too. And like, I don't know if you guys would have a chance to get interviewed or have a spotlight shine on you. So I figured it's the least they could do. So it helps me out too, and I hope it helps you guys out as well.
No, we appreciate it, and for what it's worth, coming from me, I think that you're doing a great job. You know, like when you opened up the door for the interview and asked me about it, I went and looked at some of your stuff. You seem like very professional, very willing to listen. Like, so for what it's worth, I wanted to give you that credit and compliment you on that. And it's been cool talking to you.
For sure, man. Thank you so much, Brian, bro. We really appreciate that, man. Thank you, dude.
No worries. I'll stop you making me blush. So, all right. But just real quick, Josh, did you want to ask anything real quick?
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, you said that you're gonna be like traveling to like Switzerland and like doing stuff in the Rhine and stuff like that. I wanted to like kind of maybe change the tone of like question, but like I just kind of want to ask you, you know, what's your favorite like place that you've been to, or maybe place that you like most look forward to traveling to one day?
I'll treat it as a double question there too, but to answer the one I really want to go to see, it's in the Balkans. There's one I saw that covers a good bit of Croatia, Montenegro, a little bit of Bosnia, gets into Slovenia and ends in Venice, Italy. So that's one I really want to do.
Oh, awesome, man.
But it's tough too, because the travel agency I use called Talk, they really hook you up. I mean, they will make sure you have a trip of a lifetime, to be honest. So the one that always came to mind, it was a London-Paris trip, and this was actually before COVID had struck. And I saw a good bit of London. The biggest highlight of that for me was getting into the Louvre, in the after hours, get up close to the Mona Lisa and some other sculptures without any crowds. It was just us and our tour group. We basically had the whole place to ourselves. So that was really a highlight there. But really, I did Scotland, England, and Wales. That was a really good one there too. So I'll give a shout out there to you, Scotties.
Sick, man. I didn't realize you went to Scotland, bro. Where in Scotland did you go to? Sorry, I know we're finishing stuff up, but I'm interested here. Where did you go to in Scotland? Do you remember?
Let's see where we landed. I think it was Edinburgh. Okay, I just want to make sure. So it was Edinburgh. We saw Stirling Castle.
Nice.
Was there another spot I think there was a Lake District. I forget what the name of it was, but we also saw Hadrian's Wall briefly.
Yeah, that's probably Cumbria. Yeah, Lake District is like north of England, like on the border of Scotland. Yeah, that's beautiful area. That area, and then Edinburgh's got like a very famous castle and stuff like that, kind of like in and around the city centre, and it's pretty stunning. It's a little, bit expensive to get into and have a little look around. So, but yeah, it's like a really like beautiful city, Edinburgh. But yeah, anyway, yeah. Oh, thanks for sharing that, man. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah. Then also saw Stonehenge and a couple other spots. And our trip ended in London. So
nice, man.
Plan on doing a vacation vlog about it at some point. So stay tuned for that.
Oh, cool.
Sweet, bro.
All right. But is that all good? Anything else?
Did you want to do like shout outs and shit, or Mr. Trev? Do you want to do something?
Oh, you're asking me at that point. Yeah. So there's been a lot of like people that have helped me on my journey, and then Raven's journey as well. So first of all, I just want to end it by saying thank you, Matthew Mills, guitar teacher. If anybody is looking for lessons, he's the greatest teacher in the world. Like, I will 100% back that. I'd like to thank Harry Tadeon. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Maybe the last name I might be pronouncing it wrong, but he's the viol sycophant guy, and he's also a part of Worm Shepherd. He's been insanely kind to us, helping us out, like liking posts, and like just all around like a great guy. And it's like he's like way ahead of us in terms of his musical career and in terms of his accomplishments, and for him to show that kindness to us when we just barely started is amazing. I'll be forever grateful for that. Also, another small band, Dark Passenger CA on Instagram. They're super kind and have invited us to tour with them, and it just supported everything we do with reposts. And that's a really, for me, that speaks of them, like being a smaller band too, but still taking the time to put other smaller bands on and give them the light for a second. That just speaks for their character. So I'd definitely like to thank them. Thanks to like Viljarta, Humanity's Last Breath, for like starting this whole fall thing that inspired like Ravens to start. I mean, they're the originators of it. All credit to them, and it's cool to see all these like little bands like Cat's Claw, Our Common Collapse, and the ones I mentioned earlier branch off and like take their like blueprint and add to it and morph it in different ways, and create such an interesting style of music. I think that's it for me. Thanks to everyone. Like it's mind-blowing that we've put our stuff out there for only 2 or 3 months, and we already have over 1,500 like followers on Instagram and stuff. To me, that moved really quick. Like in reality, like we have 2 songs, and then we've gotten such great exposure and kindness of through the people that are connecting with it. So definitely thank you to all them, and they continue reposting stuff every day like that I go on, and I'm absolutely blown away by the messages. I share some of them with the guys, and like how people are reacting to the songs.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing what they have done and how they've gone out of their way to make like fan videos even at times, and like I'm forever grateful to those people helping us out.
Yeah, same here, guys. Thank you so much, for all your support. Really, we couldn't do it without you. We wouldn't do it without you. You know, like, so yeah, it means the world. Thank you.
Yes. And thank you to you as well, Brian, for reaching out, like, and giving us the opportunity. And you've been super kind. Like, I enjoyed this conversation. Once again, I just want to compliment you. Like, you're doing great. Hopefully, you continue to do what you do, and give like smaller bands like a place to speak about their music. And I think that's amazing.
No worries. And once again, I'll take a bow. So
yeah.
All right. But we do have one more question, and here's how it goes. So back then, I used to form this question around COVID because that was normally how the podcast was rolling at the time. But given the amount of negativity you see in this world, whether it's because of the media or kind of stupid shit going in around the world these days, what would be your message of hope for musicians and people out there who are struggling so they can move forward with their lives?
Let's see. So, like, with all the negativity, I think my message of hope to them would be like, if you're a musician, like, you have ways to express yourself. Like, put everything you have, all of you, into your music, and just continue expressing yourself. I think for me, at least, that's therapeutic. Just creating music that is true to myself, and it helps me. Like, every time I have a bad day, like, you know, I just grab the guitar, put on some headphones, and like either play around or like write a song. And like I think that's always been my like thing that I grab to for hope when like negativity is overwhelming. And I think that, you know, if you do that enough, and if that musician's goal is to gain an audience and a fan base and all that, if you do that enough and you push it out there and you stay persistent, like, good things will happen.
Yeah,
they will.
For sure, man, for sure. I'm gonna add to that a little bit, Trev. You know, I feel like just being your most genuine self, you know, and just not being like afraid to stand on your own 2 feet, and kind of not, you know, not to kind of like, if you have issues with other people and stuff like that, like, don't like, you know, like, don't give in to that pressure of like trying to be someone that you're not. You know, like, if your dad or something tells you like, oh, like, you know, you got to be a doctor because it makes you money, but you don't want to be a doctor, you know, that's kind of what I'm trying to say there. You know, like, just be genuine, be yourself, live your life path, you know, pretty much what Trevor was saying there. And I also think, like, just treat people with respect, you know, like, if you're online, if you're like, you know, at the end of the day, you might be like anonymous online and stuff like that, but just be respectful to everyone, you know, because, you know, it sucks being on the receiving end of people who are like really disrespectful and stuff like that, you know. So I feel like, you know, just treat everyone like with a great deal of respect, and know that they are people, and like, you know, everyone in this world deserves some, you know, a degree of love. I mean, obviously, provided they haven't done anything to deserve the opposite, you know what I mean? I wouldn't speak for Hitler saying, oh, he deserves love, you know, but like the general, you know, population of good people out there, you know, deserve to be treated with respect. And I think, you know, that goes beyond that as well, you know, treating animals with respect, treating the environment with respect, whatever, you know what I mean? Just like, be just a good person, you know, and try and live by it, and don't just say it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And spoke like a bunch of true prodigies. So, hey. But thank you guys so much for sharing right there. I was hoping Josh wasn't losing it there too, because I know it's 2 a.m. over there.
Yeah,
right
bro,
now.
I'm cooking, bro. And I don't know if anyone's noticed, but I've been holding this blinking thing up for like almost an hour straight, and I got the duct tape ready to go as soon as I'm done. So yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, and that just speaks for. I'm just gonna say it again. Like, Also, I do want to add in one quick thanks. This is going to take 2 seconds. I do want to thank like Josh for believing in the music from the very beginning, and like when he connected with me, like absolutely putting everything he has and juggling all that once again, and Calvin as well. Sucks that he's not here, but like he's gonna watch it for sure. I just want to. He knows that he's so appreciated, and like Josh is a prime example of how much he believes in Ravens music. That he's here, like holding his headphones together at 2, 3 in the morning. So I'll wrap it up with that.
Yep, we have to give a round of applause for Josh. Way to hold it up there, buddy.
Yeah.
I was gonna clap for myself there, but I got duct tape in my hands. So I have my brain that stick together.
Yeah, that would not be pretty right there. So,
Oh man.
all right, the boys, we have reached the podcast right here. We talked a little over 2 hours, and now we get to the shout out section. So, who wants to do the honors for the shout outs?
I think did we touch on that?
Did we already touch on it? I just wanted to
We got those out of the way. Yeah, we did.
We're sorted,
Right.
mate. We are sorted.
We're good. And yep. Brian, thank you again. Can't thank you enough for giving us a chance to come on here and speak to you. And you are legendary in the Ravens history because you were the first one to do one. So
yeah, that's it.
So
when we're famous,
we will always remember you for that.
That's it.
Yeah. So,
And likewise, if you're famous, get us free stuff. I'm joking. No.
I mean, hey, I would say
or vice versa.
I think the magic number is like 2 million. So I think if I make any more, maybe we're going to give you guys a nice paycheck along the way. So we'll see how it goes.
Get your stuff sorted. You know what I mean? If there's money left over, no, I'm joking, bro. I'm not asking for anything from you, bro. Big love, Brian. Big love.
Okay,
Yeah, you've given us enough with just having us here. You're awesome,
bro. Yeah, man.
No worries. And it does mean a lot for the words of encouragement and also praise as well. So,
You're the boy.
okay. But just real quick, buddy, I'd say, can you just list what social media and streaming platforms you guys are on so I can check you out and interact?
Yeah, so it's Ravens Band on everything. So Facebook, Ravens Band, Instagram, Ravens Band, TikTok, Ravens Band, Bandcamp, Ravens Band. What am I missing, Josh? Anything? Josh here, OnlyFans. I'm not involved. That's his side project.
We got YouTube. We got Ridge.
Oh, I forgot YouTube. Yeah, of course, YouTube, Ravens Band.
Yeah,
It's basically Ravens Band on all socials.
Yeah. And we got some Slam Worldwide stuff as well, and just some videos here and there on some other social media. So Slam Worldwide has Dried Orchids and Echo Forms. I almost forgot the name now. Oh my god. But that's because I play drums, so it's okay. I just listen to beep boop 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 smash. You know what I mean? There's no words in that. It's all good. And then we got Beheading the Trader as well on Tile TV. So yeah, stuff everywhere floating about.
I would say most active is the Instagram one. TikTok's a bit of like a different world, especially for our type, but we have like grown a following on TikTok too, so we appreciate all those people. But yeah, we try to stay pretty active with the content. We've been really busy either making playthroughs or what was that? Did I miss something?
No, I was just stretching out some more duct tape.
Oh, and it's just
getting it already.
I was like, why are they laughing?
He's preparing for his next OnlyFans page.
Yeah, I was
So-
gonna wax. I was getting ready to wax it for you, Trev. I was gonna.
Do you think you
Gonna
like
come into your
tape
room
the
after.
hostage underneath your desk or something, dude?
Get the Marine Squad fucking Trev to save him.
Yeah, just all right. So yeah, Ravens Band everywhere. Yep. Anybody that's watching this, we would appreciate it. You give us a chance, check us out.
Yep.
All right, sounds good. And to close it like this, everyone, my guests today were Josh and Trevor. One's hailing from LA, the other is hailing from Scotland, somewhere up north in Scotland, but north of Edinburgh, we'll just say that.
Aberdeen, that's where that is.
Aberdeen. Okay. But anyway, these guys are part of the group Ravens, and even though Calvin was not here, we'll give him a shout out there too as well. So make sure you go hit these guys up on all the socials, all stream platforms and everything. Let's go help our brothers out, and hopefully I got some new material coming out soon, but I'll leave it up to Trev to post it all out there too. So boys, thank you guys so much again for coming on. So you do stay sick, because you know there's one pretty fucked up world out there. Josh, make sure you get some good sleep tonight.
Yes, bro.
Oh, God.
Thanks, man. We'll do.
And lastly, I just did a quick pose. Stay tuned, y'all.